Over 65? Stroke risk skyrockets with this morning habit. Have you ever considered that the first few minutes after waking up could actually be the most dangerous time for your brain and heart? If you are over 65, you may be repeating a habit that seems harmless but is, in reality, silently pushing your blood pressure to its highest level of the entire day. And when your blood pressure spikes too quickly in the morning, your stroke risk doesn't just rise slightly, it can increase by nearly threefold. Do you want to know what that habit is, why it's so dangerous, and most importantly, how you can change it starting tomorrow morning? Stay with me because the answer may make you never start your day the same way again. Why morning is the golden hour for stroke? There's something very few people notice. In the morning, right after you open your eyes, your body is not in a safe state. After a long night's sleep, every organ is in rest mode. Then, in just a matter of minutes, they have to accelerate to start a new day. The heart begins to pump harder, blood vessels constrict to maintain pressure, and blood pressure naturally rises higher than at any other time of the day. This may be normal for younger individuals, but once you're over 65, your arteries are stiffer, your heart is less elastic, and that sudden surge becomes a dangerous spark. Have you ever measured your blood pressure immediately upon waking to see how high it actually is? Medical studies show that for every 10 millimeters of mercury increase in morning blood pressure, the risk of stroke in older adults can rise by up to 44%. And if the increase is more than 55 millimeters of mercury compared to nighttime levels, the risk can nearly triple. This is not just a casual warning, it's a statistic drawn from years-long studies tracking hundreds of patients. Imagine on just one morning when your blood pressure climbs too quickly, the already fragile blood vessels in your brain may not withstand the pressure, and the consequences can be immediate. Do you know what in your morning routine is triggering this shock to your body? What's worth noting is that this morning blood pressure surge doesn't only happen to people with existing cardiovascular disease. Even those who appear healthy, once past the age of 65, can experience it. The problem isn't age alone, it's how the body reacts upon waking. It's like when you are resting peacefully and someone suddenly switches on bright lights and blasts loud music. Your body reacts strongly, sometimes excessively. So, what exactly in those first few minutes of the morning is making your body startle so intensely? You might think of factors like stress, weather, or poor quality sleep. But researchers have found that just one very common action, something countless people do every single day, is enough to push blood pressure to dangerous levels within seconds. And here's the real danger. It happens right in your own bedroom, before you even set foot out of bed. Are you curious to know what this seemingly harmless habit is and why it has such a powerful impact that it can alter your very chances of survival? Let's move on to the next part, where I'll reveal the number one dangerous habit you should change starting tomorrow morning.
The number one dangerous habit. Many people believe that springing out of bed the moment they open their eyes is a sign of vitality and a sharp mind. You may have even heard somewhere that waking up early and getting up quickly is the secret to starting an energetic day. But in truth, for a body over the age of 65, this is more like slamming the gas pedal on an old car that hasn't had time to warm up. Do you really think your heart is ready to handle that kind of pressure right after waking? When you get up too quickly, your blood hasn't yet had time to distribute evenly, and a large portion of it drops to your legs under gravity, leaving your brain temporarily short of oxygen. The heart must pump harder to push blood upward. Blood vessels constrict to maintain pressure, and in the process, your blood pressure can spike within seconds. If the blood vessels in your brain are already weak or you have atherosclerotic plaque, this sudden pressure surge can be enough to rupture or block a vessel instantly. Have you ever felt dizzy or seen your vision go dark when standing up too quickly? Medical literature calls this orthostatic hypotension, and in older adults, it can combine with the morning blood pressure surge to create an extremely dangerous mix. Imagine this. While your morning blood pressure is already elevated, you suddenly change position, forcing your cardiovascular system to work at full capacity. That's why so many strokes or fainting episodes happen right in the bedroom within the first minutes of the day. And worse yet, most people never realize the culprit is the way they get out of bed. Do you think you've escaped danger just because nothing has happened after decades of doing it this way? The truth is, risk accumulates over time. Your body may handle it today or tomorrow, but every sudden pressure spike is like a tiny crack in your vascular system. One day, when that crack is large enough, all it takes is a morning just like any other for the damage to strike. Are you willing to gamble your future just to save 30 extra seconds in bed? The good news is you don't have to give up waking up early or being active. You just need to change how you transition from sleep to wakefulness. A safe, gentle sequence that gives your heart and brain time to adjust can be your protective barrier each morning. But what exactly should you do, step by step, the moment you open your eyes? And why can just a few simple movements be powerful enough to significantly reduce your risk of a morning stroke? Stay tuned, because the next part will give you clear answers you can apply starting tomorrow.
A safe morning solution. What you need to do is neither complicated, costly, nor physically demanding. The moment you open your eyes, instead of springing out of bed, remain still and take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, feel the air filling your lungs and your blood slowly circulating throughout your body. Do you notice how that calm, pleasant feeling is completely different from the rush of jumping up too quickly? Next, slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Let your legs dangle off the side of the bed and stay there for 20 to 30 seconds. This short window of time is golden. It allows your heart and blood vessels to adjust pressure, helping blood flow to the brain stabilize. Did you know that just these 30 seconds can significantly reduce your risk of dizziness, falls, and, most importantly, morning strokes? When you're ready, stand up slowly and take a few steps around the room. Before doing anything else, drink a full glass of water. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated, your blood is thicker, and simply replenishing water helps ease the workload on your heart and brain. You can add a pinch of sea salt or a few drops of lemon if your diet allows to help balance electrolytes. Have you ever tried drinking water before touching your morning cup of coffee? If possible, spend 2 to 3 minutes doing some light stretches. Simple movements like rotating your wrists and ankles, stretching your arms, or leaning gently from side to side help stimulate circulation and wake up your nervous system without putting sudden strain on your heart. Studies show that even light movement early in the morning can help keep blood pressure more stable throughout the day. Have you experienced how your body feels instantly more awake just from a few gentle stretches? The key is to turn these steps into a fixed routine. At first, you might forget or feel slow, but in just a short time, you'll notice a clear difference. No more dizziness when standing up, a sharper mind, and most importantly, the peace of knowing you are protecting your brain and heart from the very start of the day. How many people your age do you think actually know about these simple steps? However, if you've made these changes and your morning blood pressure still runs high, or you still feel dizzy when standing, your body may be sending a more serious signal. So how can you tell when it's just a normal reaction and when it's a warning sign that you should see a doctor immediately? Let's find out in the next section.
When to see a doctor. You now know the simple habits that can lower your risk of a morning stroke. But is there a time when you should stop self-adjusting and see a doctor? The answer is yes, and recognizing the early warning signs could save your life. Did you know that if your morning blood pressure consistently measures higher than 135/85 millimeters mercury, or rises more than 20 millimeters mercury compared to nighttime levels, it's time to take your health very seriously. This is especially important if you have underlying conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or are taking diuretics.
Have you ever experienced severe dizziness, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, or chest pain upon waking? These are symptoms you must not ignore. Seniors with dipper or non-dipper blood pressure patterns, meaning their blood pressure does not drop or it rises excessively during sleep, face a much higher stroke risk. Additionally, if you've already adjusted your morning habits but still can't keep your blood pressure stable, or you notice severe headaches, blurred vision, or weakness in your arms or legs, don't hesitate. See a cardiologist or neurologist. Your doctor can perform 24-hour blood pressure monitoring, identify the exact cause, and create a tailored treatment plan. Have you ever considered measuring your blood pressure at home right after waking to track your health? This is one of the most important steps in preventing sudden, life-threatening events. So are you ready to change your morning routine, apply the simple steps I've shared, and monitor your blood pressure scientifically? Don't skip the final part of this video, where I'll recap everything you need to remember and share a personal message just for you. Each morning opens a new opportunity, a choice to protect your very life. Do you realize that the seemingly harmless habit of jumping out of bed too quickly is actually the one silently driving your blood pressure to its most dangerous peak of the day? That's also when your stroke risk skyrockets, especially if you're over 65. Do you want to keep gambling with that habit, or will you choose to change and live healthier, longer? Spending just a few seconds lying still, breathing deeply, sitting up slowly, drinking water, and moving gently is more than just a habit. It's your way of telling your heart and brain that you're caring for them, that you're protecting them every day, every minute. Do you think you can start doing that tomorrow morning? Or will you wait until a real stroke comes knocking? Remember, it's never too late to change. Even if you've spent years with the wrong habits, just one small step today can change your future. If you found this video helpful, share it with your loved ones and friends, people you want to keep safe. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss important health updates in the future. Are you ready to take charge of your mornings? Start tomorrow, one step at a time, and let each day be an opportunity to protect your future.